Well, hello, my beautiful Leo. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with a little bonus reading all about you. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings, and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful. There's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Leo, this is a little bonus reading all about you. Us tarot readers, we tend to do readings about career, money, love, but we never ask how are you doing. So this reading is going to tap into that and see what you're going through at this moment in time and see what's on the other side of that, what is coming your way. So let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Leo? What do they need to know right now? What are they going through? How are they moving through this period? What's on the other side of whatever it is that they are shifting through right now? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of? Well, the first card we've got is Snow. Silence, okay? So you may feel that life has become a little bit quieter. You're really trying to listen to your higher self there. I definitely see that you're focused on time. You may feel that time is speeding up somehow, and you may feel that things are a little bit difficult right now, but I do see that you're going through a very intense period of transformation. We'll get the rest of your cards first before I can connect to a full outcome there. Your first card there is the Two of Pentacles. So Two of Pentacles, you're very, very busy. You're someone who's trying to be in the flow of life, doing a lot of multitasking, but you may feel that you're never getting ahead as fast as you want to. Even though time seems to be speeding up somehow, you always feel like you're somehow in the same place. Now, you're a very passionate person. You're someone who, of course, is a fire element. You're intense. You're a go-getter. You have a lot of spirit. But with that Four of Pentacles and the Five of Swords, you've got a lot on your mind recently, and it may have felt that life was a little bit heavy, a little bit challenged. Got that Seven of Wands there, so there's definitely challenge here, but I feel like, you know, you're going through something where you are reasserting your independence. I feel like you're a nonconformist. You're not settling for second best in life. You're doing something extraordinary. So I feel like you're gathering a lot of strength right now in order to make a radical change in your life, and that may require you to be a little bit still in order to know the way forward, in order to get all the variables in place before you make that move. For example, if some of you are, trying to purchase a property, a house, or you're trying to make some radical change in your life, you may feel that you can't go out as much as usual. You want to save some coins. You want to actually put that towards savings. So it could be that you are in a period of stillness because you know what's on the other side. Okay. Now, of course, that's not going to resonate with everyone, but I feel that right now you're going through this very intense learning period about yourself. You're learning about the complexity of life and what you're capable of under intense scrutiny or also pressure, because I feel a lot of you have been going through a lot of pressure here. But some of you with that Knight of Wands, you may have felt that life has got a little bit dull or boring, or it's a little bit same, because your first card there is Snow, silence. So I feel that life somehow has transformed, and you may feel like you are dormant. It's almost like your libido or your passions are on hold in some way, and this could be a trauma response. Some of you may be in fight or flight mode in some area of your life, and you're taking stock of things. I remember one time in my life where things were very, very still, and actually all the answers that I sought start to come towards me, and also all the opportunities came. Remember, in stillness comes wisdom, so don't be afraid of the quietness. Sometimes it is for our benefit, and we need to be aware that certain doors that we're knocking on that we feel have not opened for us, it's actually a moment of respite. Those doors can be locked on purpose, so we can just take a pause, a breath. And I feel a lot of you, because you're so much on the go, there is a frazzled energy here with that Two of Pentacles, a restlessness deep inside. But I feel like you need a breath, okay? So this is like your guides kind of like giving permission. It's time to take a breath, time to take a pause. And I feel a lot of you are exhausted, like running on empty. So I feel that things are slowing down for a reason in some aspects, even though you feel that time itself is still a factor and it's speeding up. It's like, all of a sudden it's October, all of a sudden it's the end of 2024, and you're like, oh, where am I when it comes to my goals and dreams? And you may feel that you're not as far ahead as you want to be right now, but you're still on target, okay? Now, when you get this card, of course, it's number 34. When you reduce that, 3 plus 4 is 7, which means you are going to be moving forward. The 7 is a chariot card number, but this card, it actually indicates that you need to allow yourself to soften in some way, okay? I feel like, you know, you are someone who has a lot of opinions, and I feel like for some of you, you may have had some very extreme emotions because you've been frustrated recently about something and you're trying to temper that. So I feel now you're taking stock of something in your life and you're trying to see the whole picture here. Now, also I feel that you're in a period of observance. Okay, so even though life is busy, you're doing your thing, I feel like you're just noticing a lot more things, a lot more like body language of people, what they really say under the subtext, you know, the world, how it's governed, everything. I feel like you're just seeing a lot more than other people, and you are in this very sort of observant state. But I also get this energy, especially with snow, it just feels somehow that you feel that you've isolated yourself in some way, or you feel life has isolated you in some way. Now, I am being given this particular energy by my guides because I'm scrying at the same time as doing your reading. I'm being given this energy that when you find in life that you've been frozen out in certain circles, or you feel like your friendships are changing, evolving, when stuff around you is just different, it's hitting different right now, it means you're a chosen one. It means you are here to basically transform a part of your life or connect to a part of your true life's mission and calling, and you're called to slow down and see things that other people are not observing at this time. But also I feel there's an energy here of you gaining new information and learning to trust the process of the universe. Now also, you know, there's a little white hair there, okay? So it's almost like you're blending in some way, or camouflage. So it could be that you're working on something in silence right now, or you don't want to be noticed right now. You know, you are someone, I always say this about my beautiful Leos, when you walk into a room, you have natural gravitas. People want to see you. They get drawn to your energy, and you naturally exude this passionate magnetism, and it's natural. It's not something where you're asking for attention. It's just natural. People notice you, but it's exhausting to always be that person who's noticed or looked up to or inspiring others, because you're like feeling exhausted right now, and you're like, who can inspire you? And, you know, you don't always want to be the one who is the warrior. You are tired of always being the person who is strong enough to just deal with everything and fix everything for everybody. Now, don't get me wrong, you're still going to be that person because it's in your natural nature. But also, I feel like you're being encouraged to just take a pause, take a rest, okay? To recharge your batteries, to reignite that lust for life. Because some of you may feel, especially with the snow card, it's like you're on autopilot in some way. You just feel like you're just getting by. You're just doing life. You know, there's an energy here that, you know, you're born to live your passions. And of course, you are that person and you used to do it before, but something happened. Something changed within you where you became very still or just silent in order to either focus on something that's truly important to you, but also there's this energy of just like on pause. I just keep being brought back to this on pause energy, okay? Now, you're someone who chooses your words very carefully, and I feel like you've learned, because you're a passionate person, you do have extreme emotions, but it's almost like you may have felt that by trying to temper your emotions in some way, that somehow, you know, you have tempered your passions, that they are somehow dampened or just not as strong and intense as usual. That's not true at all. I feel a lot of you have been going through a period of burnout, okay? I feel life just got a lot in the last couple of years, and in order to cope, as a coping mechanism, I feel there's this energy of like, okay, taking stock of what's necessary, what's not necessary. Some of you may have even detached from a certain area of your life or a part of your life where you wonder if you'll ever reconnect to that part of your life again. And the answer is yes, okay? It's a positive thing. I see a lot of passion here, but it's almost like in life, some of you may have got quieter, okay? And this could be because either you've had a knock of confidence in some way, or it could be that you're challenged and you're just like keeping your head down, trying to make life work. But also I see things bubbling up for you. I see things in the mix. So you may be actually trying to transform your life in such a radical way, but you're keeping it a secret right now because you know the best way is to sort of reveal it when it's done. Because whenever we kind of like tell a person, even if that person's on our side and really wants to celebrate our path, you know, when we tell a person what we're about to do, it almost takes the wind out of our sails because we've now discussed it. It kind of makes it feel more like a chore because, you know, originally it was something we're passionate about, but now that we've told someone about it, it almost becomes an expectation. That person's now going to be checking in with us and say, how's it going? And if you've not had the time to really give energy to whatever it is you're trying to accomplish because you're doing other things, you know, you may feel it dampens you a little bit like, oh, you know what, I haven't had time. So it almost like becomes that chore, even though it's something you're super passionate about. So I feel like you're doing the right thing by keeping it to yourself there. Now we do have that Two of Pentacles. I feel like you're trying to really be in the flow of life, but life is so inconsistent right now. For some of you, you may feel that you can't make plans. It's almost like you don't know where you're at to some degree about something. But I do see that, you know, you are going to make long-term plans and you're going to stick to those. And I feel whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, it's all going to come together as planned. I see a lot of you just being in the flow of life and feeling a little bit restless that it seems to be the same old thing, just a different day. And you want to reignite a new adventure in some way. So I would say it's very important to remember that when you are dealing with this level of balance and multitasking, it means you're keeping life running smoothly. And whilst it may feel like things are dull or boring or just, you know, running on autopilot, it means that life is starting to run as smoothly as you need it to be to explore new options, explore new passions, go on new adventures. I mean, a lot of you, it could be that you've been saving for a vacation, like a big holiday or some sort of adventure of a lifetime kind of energy. For some of you, it could be that, you know, you've reached a period in your life where you feel like you can't go any further because you've reached as far as you can go. And now you're looking for alternative options right now, and you're in the thinking phase, the strategizing phase. For some of you, it could be that, you know, I know this card can indicate that you're almost like preempting winter, okay? I know it says snow there. For some of you, it's like, are you preempting a harsh winter, or are you feeling that things are going to get more difficult? So you're battening down the hatches in order to prepare yourself. There is an energy of preparation here. Whilst, of course, it's always good to be prepared. We've been told that from the very beginning. It's important to recognize that life is here for living, to have fun, and explore your passions. So with this Two of Pentacles, I feel like, yes, you've got a lot on your plate right now. And I mean, even financially, I feel like you may be juggling finances right now. It may feel like sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. But I do see here that you are protecting your finances. And I see here that you're very creative. And if you wanted to, you could explore a creative avenue that would bring in second streams of income or more money if that's something that you desire to do. But also with that Two of Pentacles, it's an energy here of, remaining in balance. And things are actually going to develop in unexpected ways for you, okay? Because what you're actually doing is being flexible to change. And that is so important. If you think about the nature of your cards, you've got snow, which means something is frozen over, okay? Or maybe you put something on hold. But this is a card that indicates something's developing for you. And we've got that fire fire energy right there, which is the Knight of Wands, which means, you know, your sparkle returns, your libido, your passion, your lust for life, but anything that's been like on hold or frozen starts to thaw out and you start to enjoy things again. So if you've been like extra busy recently and you're just exhausted, remember to take that pause, because it recharges your batteries, but also it kind of resets things so you're back in the fray of life, but in more control is what I'm being given there. Now, the Seven of Wands is in your protagonist energy. And some of you, especially with the snow energy, I feel a lot of you are thinking about age, okay? Now, age is but a number, okay? We are normally feeling a lot younger than our body actually is. So I feel this is about you tapping into your inner self and basically tapping into the age you feel you are. So I feel with this card, it's important to recognize that you are at your personal best. You're at your peak right now. You can't be Leo in the past. You can't be Leo in the future. You are Leo right now, and you're empowered in this. I mean, this is a card of preparation, okay? So that's why I'm being given this strong energy of fight or flight mode. So some of you could have started to look at, I'm just being given past regression here. So I'm just being given energy. Some of you may be thinking about that, or some of you may actually be revisiting something from the past that you put into the back of your mind, a period where you went through some level of trauma, where you're revisiting it now in order to challenge it, process it, and, you know, let it go. A cathartic experience. If that's you, I'm sending you a huge hug out there. I know it can be difficult, but there is this energy of fight or flight mode, okay? Always feeling that the goalposts in life are going to be changed. Always feeling that something, you know, negative is around the corner. And what I can see in your future energy, there's a lot of positive things to come. But that Five of Swords indicates that there is an inner critic there that sometimes pops up when things are about to go really well for you. And it's like, what if it doesn't? What if I fail? What if I, you know, find out that I tried something and it didn't go the right way? You know, every experience we have is a learning curve. It is never a failure, and it sets us up for the next time to try something out. You know, I always say this, the greatest minds of our time who created all the things that we, you know, use today, lights, electricity, you know, candles, everything that got created, it didn't like start on the first day. A person had an idea and they tried something out and it didn't work, and then they tried again and again. So I feel it's really important to recognize that, you know, you're doing a really awesome job, and I feel there is this energy that, you know, you're going to power on through. You're a person who is very unstoppable in your energy. You don't tend to conform, you know, you don't stop until it's done, and you're going to be very, very successful. Now, I just had a power cut. You may have noticed that, okay? So perhaps that is symbolic of your energy, that you're feeling completely exhausted and totally burnt out, okay? So these things, they happen for a reason. I actually have been mentioning in all my monthly readings recently to expect power outages, and here's my first one, right? So, you know, luckily I took my own advice and I've got my stuff in. Don't know how it's going to last, how long it's going to last for, but let's continue with your reading. That Seven of Wands indicates you're under a lot of pressure, but sometimes you put a lot of pressure on yourself as well. So I feel like you're trying to really learn more about yourself, quieten the inner critic, and really acknowledge that you're doing the best in the circumstances that you've got. And actually, you're really awesome. You know, you're a warrior, but I really get this sense that you're exhausted of having to always, you know, push against the tide. But it's a reminder, and a gentle one at that, that sometimes we don't have to push against the tide. Sometimes we can allow ourselves to just float a little bit, okay, in order to recharge our batteries. And then once you are recharged and renewed, suddenly you have new ideas, a new perspective, a higher perspective, and actually you're ready to take charge and move forward. Now, of course, that Seven of Wands indicates that a lot of you have been feeling stressed, but you're not giving up on something. And whatever it is you're not giving up on, you're going to be so successful at it. You've got that Knight of Wands. You also have, you know, a lot of positive indications here that whatever it is that you're working towards, you shall accomplish it and you shall be on to the next thing, okay? Now, for some of you, this could be to do with retiring as well, because when we have the snow energy, it's like you're in a different phase of life. And you may feel as you retire that people don't notice you. It's almost like you blend in with the background. But I actually see that there is an energy here of finding your soul tribe, especially if you feel like you're off time with your friends regarding like a period that you've decided to retire at. You know, I feel like you are going to reconnect and have this sense of community. And a lot of you are exploring more of your purpose and your passions, and you have the time to do that. I do see that money, you're being very cautious about it. I do also see that that worry is something that is intrinsically built within you, but ultimately I feel like you are taking charge of your thoughts and recognizing that there will always be enough, okay? Your guides will always make sure that you are provided for, and there will always be an opportunity to increase should you want to, even though you're retired. Of course, life doesn't stop when you're retired, so I feel some of you, though, may have just been noticing the shift of how people look at you, how people deal with you, and how society kind of deals with you as well. And it may feel like you're in uncharted territory, but the time is now, and this is your time to really thrive and enjoy your projects and learn more about yourself, because you have the time to do so. So it's a very thrilling time for you. But at first, of course, you may feel uncertain. Now, of course, that's not going to resonate with everyone, but that is the energy that's coming out right now, so I have to honor it. Now, of course, that Seven of Wands, it means that, you know, you are at your personal best. You are challenged. You're above the competition. So if you work or live in a very competitive arena or area, I feel like people, you know, they see you as someone who is raised above them in some way. And even if you're in a career, for example, I see that they look at you like you're the best of the best, and they aspire to be where you are. But wherever you are in life, whether you feel it or not, there are always people who want to be where you're at right now. And I feel like you are humbled by that energy, and you know that to be true. But we always want more as humans. We always aspire to the next stage. And I feel like you're no different right now. You're trying to level up in some way. I feel like there is an energy here with this of having a goal that you're hunting down or working hard towards accomplishing, and you shall have it. You know, that Knight of Wands tells me that you are a goal getter and a goal setter, and you will accomplish whatever it is that you set out to do. But why does it have to be so hard? I do see some extra luck coming your way, okay? I feel everything is connected, and you're going to notice in the next coming weeks and months, there are going to be signs and symbols, names, numbers. All of these things are pointing to you with synchronicity that you are on target, that you are moving towards reigniting your lust for life and being on track for whatever it is that you are trying to accomplish right now. Now, for example, some of you are parents or guardians as well, and you may feel that you've been challenged. You know, no one comes with a manual of how to do life. You're doing exactly what you can in that moment, and you're doing an awesome job, okay? And yes, there are going to be challenges. That's life. Life is always sending us a new lesson or a challenge. Sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down. You don't need me to tell you that. But what I can see here is that you are secure in your position, and I feel like you are respected. So even if you feel that, you know, things have been challenging, especially if you're guiding the next generation, then I see that actually you're doing an awesome job and you are imparting your knowledge. And I also see that you're leading by example. So I feel that, you know, what you do is being taken on board, and you are raising a wonderful next generation there as well. That's coming through very strongly. Now, a lot of you may be a little bit nervous about finances, okay, because we have a lot of pentacles in your reading. And I do see that you are secure in your finances. Yes, you know, there's easy come, easy go. I see a lot of you, you know, paying your bills, and some of you may have even felt that you couldn't pay on time. If that is you, my beautiful Leo, I see here that there is someone who can actually help you create some sort of payment plan, and then you just get back on target. It actually just affords you time. So it feels like you are going to be able to financially be freer than you've been in a long time, but also I feel like you may need that time or that respite. So please reach out if you're currently going through some financial issues to the main provider, because they can actually help you with some sort of payment plan that is easier and make sure that both of you benefit, okay? Now, of course, that's not going to resonate with all of you, but if some of you are worried about finances, we've got a Four of Pentacles here and a King of Pentacles. So there's a strong indication here that you're attracting more wealth and that actually you're going to be financially stable there. Longevity. is what I'm hearing as well. Now, we do have discipline and time. So you may feel that, you have a lot on your plate right now and it's hard to maintain momentum, but you are sustaining that momentum. But you may also feel that, there's something here in particular that you want to give more time to, and you find that you never had enough time. In the next 6 weeks, you're going to surprise yourself. You're carving out a bit of time. This is something that you're not talking about to anybody. It's something that is a personal project, and I feel like you're going to be rewarded with a lot of success on that. It doesn't have to be money related. I feel it's more to do with your health as well. So I feel a lot of you focusing on your health, being aware of long-term health benefits, and I see you shifting the way that you look at your body and the way that you look at health and how you conduct yourself. It gives you more energy, more focus, but also, this card indicates that you are not wasting your time, okay? But don't allow time to be a pressure on anything that you're trying to accomplish in this moment. Now, of course, this is a card that normally connects to procrastination, but it's in the resistance position. I feel like you've had no time to procrastinate, but if you do find that you have a moment to pause and rest, that is very different than procrastination, okay? Procrastination is just like mind-numbingly scrolling through nothing in particular. Now, we all do that sometimes, okay? But you must also have quality rest where you're not utilizing your brain and you're just having a moment of quietness, shutting off devices like cell phones, computers a little bit earlier, giving yourself like 1 hour or 10 minutes of silence so that you can just notice what you think about or what's going on in your mind. Whenever we go through a period of trying to level up in meditation, it's very hard because, of course, we can never truly control all our thoughts. We must notice them, though, and recognize that they pass on through. This too shall pass. So if you're going through anything that's been worrying you on your mind or has been super difficult recently, this too shall pass. I can see that there is a light at the end of your tunnel there, okay? Now, of course, this card indicates that there are some opportunities coming your way, and I feel like you're being aware of this, and you're going to grab an opportunity that is going to be so rewarding, and I feel, some people, it's almost like they miss opportunities because they're so involved with other things, but you have become silent or still for a reason because there is a really large opportunity coming your way, and the universe does not want you to miss this. The majority of you, this is connected to wealth, okay? But I also feel this is about some sort of security in your life or some sort of motivation to take charge of your life and really have this intense leadership experience. Some of you, you're a natural mentor, but I really get an enterprising energy about you manifesting this opportunity for your highest good. And it feels really abundant, whatever this is. I feel you are grounded, your brain, it's like your synapses are really sparking and you're about to have a major breakthrough on something that has been truly difficult for you to try and navigate or achieve is what I'm being given. Now, that Four of Pentacles, of course, it's in the resistance position, and anything that's in the resistance position, it will go into the upright eventually, but this card indicates that you are in a secure position. I feel like you're taking ownership of your life, and I feel this energy of, your family and your soul tribe being so important to you. You think about them a lot, okay? And I actually see that some of you over-worry about family or soul tribe members, and that's because, of course, you have a beautiful heart and you care so deeply. But do not allow this worry to take over. Life is for living. Live in the moment. Have those wonderful moments with your family and friends and just try and live in the present. And I see a lot of you trying to do that, trying to manage thoughts in some way or observe what pressures you have going on right now in order to silence your mind, but in order to feel more grounded. This is a card of being grounded, okay? But also this card, it indicates you are building a solid foundation in your life. And I feel that, you will always have abundance or resources available to you. Four of Pentacles is a card that indicates that you are in a position of safety, in security. So if you're preparing right now for something like the worst case scenario, if you're worried about something, I see that things are going to work out better than you expected, and there's nothing to worry about there. Now also, that Four of Pentacles can indicate that you've been holding on to something for a long time, okay? It's something that a person did to you, is what I'm being given. This is someone who actually, either they said that they would do something and they never did, or I feel there's a jealous energy about you. There's this person around you who basically, they saw that they were not enough next to you in some way, and they tried to knock your confidence, or they tried to tear you down in some way. We've got the King of Pentacles here, but it is a resistance position at first, and I feel this is something that's you kind of like invested in a relationship with this person. Doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. Could be a family member, could be someone you worked with, could be a boss, for example. But there's this energy of holding on to it. And now is the time to release. You're phasing this person out. That card of silence, you're erecting healthier boundaries. So you're basically making sure that anyone who doesn't come towards you in a respectful reciprocity, then I feel like you're detaching or distancing your energy from them, because life is too short. I feel like you've become acutely aware of what is important in your life and who, and you're really trying to live your life accordingly with that there as well. Now, I also see a lot of you looking at, especially if you're in a career environment, looking at the way that you earn money, because not only do, of course, you want to earn money and you want to attract more wealth, which you are. I want you to be aware of that. This is a card of affluence and material abundance. But also I feel like there's an energy of needing to add value, to make a difference in the world or in the environment that you work in. And I definitely see that if some of you are in a career sector right now where you feel, things have kind of plateaued, I see new opportunities coming towards you, some sort of new status, but also more responsibility there as well, okay? There's more money attached to it, but make sure that you don't get attached to a job for the sake of the money. I feel it's important to make sure that you're making a difference, because you're someone who is very passionate about what you do, and anything where you feel like you are on autopilot and you're just coasting, it kind of like chips away at your confidence, but also you like to, have new experiences. You like to be someone who is very diligent. You can sustain a position, of course, but you need to know that you're adding value and that you're climbing the ladder or making a difference in your environment. And that's something that truly matters to you. And I see an opportunity coming in that is going to be very rewarding there. Now, of course, this reading's not about career or money, but it has popped in, so I had to mention it there. For the rest of you, I really get a sense of responsibility from a very young age. I feel a lot of you have had to grow up a lot quicker than your years, and I feel there is this energy of heaviness sometimes attached to that. So you may find that even though you're a very passionate soul, and of course you've got different placements in your chart in different signs, it's not all Leo, 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 but I feel like, you are someone who you get torn between like two energies, that sort of sense of responsibility and also kicking back and letting loose and letting your hair down. And I feel you can find the balance of that. But I feel some of you, you've learned certain behaviors that you are trying to unlearn and reprogram at this time. And I feel there is this shifting going on within you where life is about to get a lot more fun. Okay, I want you to be aware of that. So we have mystery and dark matter. Now, of course, this indicates you're going through a very intense transformation. And when we go through a period of transformation, things start to fall away, okay? Relationships transform, situations change, and the universe shifts our perspective, but also our reality, so that suddenly things that were happening before are not happening anymore, because you go through a period of dormancy in order to reconnect to a part of yourself that you feel like you lost touch with, but also it can aid you on the next spiritual evolution on your path, okay? Because I feel there's like a major breakthrough happening here for you. It's almost like you've been put on a certain path, a calling path, where you feel it's a lonely one right now, where things are just a little bit different. but also I see that it's going to be so rewarding there as well. Now, this is number 38, and when you get this card, this indicates that you're trying to rediscover that mystery, that sparkle, that curiosity for life. As we get older and mature, doesn't matter what age we are, we must remember to have that curious little child that is still within us, okay? Life tries to make us grow up. We've got all the responsibilities. We've got to pay the bills. We've got to look after children or guide them. We've got to try and hold up a job, all of those things. Think about retirement. There's just so much thrust upon our shoulders that sometimes it's really hard to, carve out some time for magic, for the special energy that we can find in our world at large. Like, the world is a magical place, but there's so much torment going on as well that sometimes, especially, I'm not sure if anyone watches mainstream news anymore, probably not, but we're always told about, the darkness. We're always told about the negative things that are going on in life. And actually, there's so much positivity. There's so many good people out there doing so many good things, connecting to nature as well, and animals, and there's just so much positivity there, but we're not told about that because that doesn't sell, doesn't clickbait people. So I feel like you're encouraged right now to discover the magic in the world around you. And this card also is a card that indicates just because you cannot see something working out for you right now doesn't mean it's not happening. Doesn't mean it's not going to be there in the physical world. And I feel you may not have all the details of what is coming towards you right now, but this card calls you to have faith because you're connected right now to some radical transformation, and a portal is opening up for you, and you're being called to have faith, to be flexible, and to recognize that with that Five of Swords, of course, there's always going to be worry. We're always going to think about the future, but we must actually have faith that everything is going to work out the way that you hope for, and oftentimes even better. Now, I do see that in life, some of you have had some very unfair battles that have weighed heavy on your mind, and you've gone through a very intense period of healing in order to be who you are today. But with that Five of Swords, this is an indication that there is something in your life right now that you really want to change, okay? And Five of Swords is tension or conflict, and I feel this is the body's indication that you're not happy in some area, or you want to evolve away from something, and in stillness, you will find the strategy in order to make those changes, to reignite that passion. This is your final card of this spread, which means excitement, enthusiasm, a lust for life, passionately moving towards projects, being successful, being more nomadic, traveling more, discovering your passions again. So I feel this is a period where you need to embrace that level of darkness. We all go through the shadow self in order to metamorphosize and transform our vibrations. But also that Five of Swords is an indication as well that when we erect healthier boundaries, sometimes we have to say exactly what we mean to say, and you may end up being the bad person in someone's life because you're telling them the truth. Sometimes people are not willing to hear the truth, but I feel like you're reaching a level of authenticity in your life where you're basically laying it on the line, and you are a true friend indeed for doing that because you're not blowing smoke up everybody's you-know-what. So sometimes, there may be conflict with a person because you're not going to tell them what you feel they want to hear. You're going to tell it as it is from your perspective. And we must always remember it is from our perspective. So I feel with that Five of Swords, with you erecting healthier boundaries, things that you say, of course you're going to be diplomatic, but things that you say, they may cause tension, but it is your truth. And you're living your life according to your plans. This card indicates that you do not conform. You're not settling for second best. You're exerting a level of independence right now without people pleasing. And you're yearning for more independence in your life, to see the world, to rediscover the magic. And I feel like life has been a bit of a battle for you. I feel like you've struggled to be where you are, and you may not feel it right now, but actually you're in a really good position, and I feel things are only going to get better for you, okay? Now, we do have this Knight of Wands energy, which of course is about you reigniting your lust for life, embracing new adventures, being creative, and being very headstrong. These two cards together, these mean you are unstoppable. Whatever it is you're trying to accomplish in your life, you've got this. You're making life happen in accordance to your will. Remember the power of your mind. It is so important. Remember every single thing I mentioned that we see, the candle, the light when it comes back on, the electricity that we take for granted. These things, they all started with a thought. Thoughts are castings out to the universe. Thoughts really become things, so having the control to notice when you need to silence the inner critic, because the Five of Swords is worry, it's tension, it's conflict, but we must notice what our mind is saying and where the conflict is coming from, the root cause of it, and only then can we challenge it and transform it and, embrace the lighter side. Because if we always feel that the worst is going to happen, we actually catastrophize and we call that to our world. Have you ever noticed if you complain about someone being super noisy, things just get noisier and louder, and you're like, why is this happening to me? But if you acknowledge that, okay, that person's being really noisy, but you know what? It has to happen. I'm just going to phase it out. I'm just going to find some headphones and just do me. As soon as you start to see things from a different perspective, things shift and bring you more of the things that you're positive about. I know, easier said than done, but I do see here that something that you're worried about, there's nothing to worry about. I also see that with this card that your visions are coming to light and they're also coming into your reality. You are capable of manifesting in many forms right now, and you're surrounded by your guides who are illuminating you and giving you the strength to set forth on your journey. And I feel like you are in a period of innovation, okay? So it's almost like you're summoning this large strength to make a radical change in your life. And on the other side, there's so much happiness, so much joy, so much laughter, and also, I would say, so much abundance as well, okay? So whatever stage you are in life, I can see that it has been difficult to keep life running smoothly, but you're about to have a breakthrough here. You are secure in your position, and I feel like, yes, you've had a level of responsibility like no other, but I do see that you've learned from this, and now it's time to let go in order to embrace more fun, embrace more spontaneity, and embrace the magic of life, because, we will only discover the magic of life when we go searching for it. And sometimes if we put a lot of pressure on ourselves as well, it's really hard to notice the everyday magic that exists because we're so tunnel vision on our projects or on our pressure. And I feel right now you are transforming your life and taking control. And I actually see that there's a lot of positivity around you here right now as well. So these positive changes are going to be long lasting and benefit you long term as well. Okay. So I'm just going to go and get some final cards before I close your reading. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Anything more my beautiful Leo needs to know before we close this reading? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of? Endurance. Yeah, that's what I see for you right now as well. And we've got good luck. So we have endurance. It may be a long journey, but it's a beautiful way to go. Patience is rewarded. And I definitely see that happening in your reading. Everything is going to come together as you've planned it, but even better, you're going to be pleasantly surprised. I see you taking a vacation as well, one that is going to reset your mind, and it feels very much like resets your energy. You're going to power on through, come back and be so rejuvenated and excited about your plans, and things are just going to get infinitely easier. It's almost like the heaviness is lifted. We've also got good luck. Okay, and it says here, everything you touch blooms and thrives like magic, changing in fortunes. And I definitely see that you are changing in your fortunes right now. Now, of course, money is important, and it could be that fortune as well that's transforming for you, because you do have the Four of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles there as well. But I feel it's something within you that is changing, and you're noticing, that simplicity and the people in your lives that you really care about, that is the true currency of life. Love for those people and the reciprocity between you and the connections and the memories, all these things are invaluable. Okay, so I feel like you're embracing more of that, and everything else is going to be a wonderful cherry on top. Okay, so I'm just going to go and get a trinket or rune for you before we close. We have the heart. You have one of the biggest hearts of the zodiac. You're beautiful, loyal, you have a pure heart, and you're encouraged right now to follow your heart. And I feel love is going to surround you. And some of you, of course, if you are looking for love, I feel some of you have been so self-sufficient, very independent, and you may have felt that people have come and go from your life, and it's almost like you may have been on pause when it comes to love for a while. But I do see that there is a flirtation coming in your way very, very soon there. And with time, this person will be a soulmate, a very solid person in your life. And of course, if you're not looking for a high-level commitment right now, this is more about following your passions, following your heart, and reconnecting to the things that you love doing for you, being more creative, and you will see your energy change. I just heard dance a little as well. So put on your favorite songs and dance. It will change your energy. Interestingly enough, we've also got the ice rune, okay? So very interesting that you've got the snow card and the ice rune. This is all about static energy. So you're looking at where you lose energy, who drains your energy. Also, you're separating from the things that just don't reignite that passion anymore. And we must go through that transformation to really, become who we're always meant to be. So I feel like, when you're on the path of transformation, it can feel very isolating, very alienating, and almost discombobulating. But I feel like you're on the right path to really bloom and prosper and thrive. And once you're on the other side of that, there's so much positivity coming for you as well. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there, my beautiful Leo. I hope something resonates there for you. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press that little notification bell. Lets you know when I update my next message. Lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Leo, and love and light.